All right, y'all. We got Justin Fields. We're gonna see Jackson Kruger's breakdown on how Justin Fields played in Week 1. He had a really nice run. From what I recall seeing in a highlight video, played decent,
All right,
But
let's talk
let's see.
Justin Fields now in a Jets uniform. So obviously we've seen him bounce around a couple of teams, but we want to see how he does with the Jets now, getting at least one more opportunity to be a starting quarterback. Well, let's see how he looked into preseason first and foremost. First, you saw a lot of this, which is kind of what we're used to seeing with Fields. It's a zone coverage concept. You have a couple of receivers pushing routes further deep. Hopefully you can clear up something over the middle. Fields takes a snap, and he's going to do what he often likes to do, which is he loves a good check down. Justin Fields has always been very good at if there's something open.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a good check down. That's for sure. I salute that. I like the quarterback that'll take his check downs instead of just constantly going deep. Bomb, bomb, bomb.
Open underneath, he'll just take the thing that's open underneath. That I think sometimes he's had criticism of not pushing the ball down the field on certain plays, but here, this is the correct read. Throw to check down. He makes it. He gets the completion. Good stuff there from Fields. He can do this, which is part of why he's, we've talked about that draft and how it seems like no one's lived up to their draft picks. Well, for Fields, one of the reasons why he's still one of the few guys from that draft who's still starting at the quarterback position is because he can at least do this stuff. He did it again, actually, a couple times on this in this game. So, again, being able to just give it to someone who's underneath, there could be, yards to be gained there. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing flashy, but you know what? It can help you win football games. So, yeah, definitely like this from Fields. The only real negative was this play, in my opinion. It's a zone coverage concept. You have a receiver who's going to be trying to get into a gap in coverage here. So, again, on paper, definitely something that can work out. And in practice, it's going to be something that can work out. Watch as when he takes the snap. Again, this isn't wide open or anything, but there is a window. This is a play that can definitely work. Throw is just a bit off. Usually at least a lot of times that's more of a chemistry thing than an accuracy thing. I think I always will say that it's a chemistry issue. Sometimes it is just a missed throw, but a lot of times it is a chemistry thing as well, of not knowing exactly where your receiver is going to be. So again, you hope that they can kind of get on the same page a little bit better. Only a couple more weeks until you have football starting, and then you want to hit on those. And that was Garrett Wilson, who he was trying to throw to. So definitely, there was a window there. You want to be able to make that play work. You just do. I think this next play is actually important, but not necessarily for the play itself, more so for the play call. It's going to be a designed rollout, and given the way they called a couple of plays, it makes me wonder if this is something the Jets are really going to steer into this season, which makes sense. Fields is so good as a runner that you want to get him moving. On this play, that's what happens. There is the designed rollout, and as of right here, I mean, it's not like it's nothing crazy here, right? The play didn't really work as designed, not as much as you would like. As you see, Fields is going to just kind of do what he can. Play didn't really work as designed, not as much as you would like. As you see, Fields is going to just kind of do what he can, picks up a couple of yards. So, hey, better than nothing. But ultimately, like I said,
nobody was open.
It's not so much what happened on the play itself that I'm crazy about. It's more so just the fact that they're doing this stuff leads me to believe that, unlike Matt Nagy, they might kind of use his athleticism more, and maybe even more than we saw when he was with Pittsburgh. Because even with the Steelers, Fields was a backup, and they couldn't fully open up the playbook for his skill set. The Jets might be a little bit smarter about just what his skill set is. And of course, he had this play because, he's Justin Fields. It's a man coverage concept. It's going to be a 3rd down and 5 situation, and you just kind of can't play man coverage against Justin Fields. Watch how when he takes a snap, there was a player covering over the middle, and he's doing a good job at, getting in position to potentially tackle Fields. Like, he's aware of this. They had to actually go with a switch right when the ball was snapped, so it's a different player than was initially supposed to be here, ready to tackle Fields. But nonetheless, they're not stupid, right? They're aware that Fields runs with the football. If they play man coverage, no one else is watching Fields. So they have to have someone on Fields. They get that. However, Fields is still able to just juke him out, and then he's going to get a touchdown on this play. A lot of people brought up the running back on the bottom of the screen. You see him really selling that is a, could be a passing play. So credit to him for making that play work as well. But yeah, this is the stuff that Fields will bring to the table. So ultimately, what do I feel about his preseason performance? He's Justin Fields. And like I think that there is some interesting stuff with how they might run this offense. They might play to his strengths, which would be a good thing. But yeah, I mean, he is what we expected him to be, and we'll see if he can continue to grow as a player. And I am interested in seeing what he will do in an offense that maybe is really believing in him. Who knows? But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always.
Shout out to Jackson. Only 3 plays. A run. I can't really say too much about that. I mean, we know Justin Fields does that. He runs very well. 1 play looks like a broken play, bad play call. A check down, which is easy money, and then 1 was a bad throw, which was not a terrible throw. The decision making was okay. It was just the accuracy on the throw could have been a little higher. So, I mean, if y'all watched Justin yesterday as Jets fans, y'all let me know in the comment section where y'all would grade him. I don't really got too much thoughts on that, you know. Like, I look forward to the season. They all in on him, at least for right now. There's no narrative out there of we're gonna draft the quarterback next year. You know, it's all in. Justin Fields got a clear head, and I look forward to him being able to play with that. Look at this. Now, when they go back and start watching film, plays like this is gonna be crazy. I mean, he's well past the line of scrimmage, but just imagine like the plays where he's getting ready to run and he draws in the defenders, and a play, you know, where somebody's wide open for a big gain. That'd be awesome. Or hypothetically, if he could make this throw. But again, he's well behind the line of scrimmage, so that's a strong what if. But you know, hypothetically, plays where he is behind and can make a throw. You know, but yeah, man, I think Jets fans got some fun football to look forward to this year. And yeah, subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed.